I'll first like to say that success has many fathers. So today, my senior talked about ownership. When you are successful, indeed, you are successful by that statement. My brother, my good friend Kujo, would own the shares. Of course, government, in the sense of policy direction, has created the Ministry of Public Enterprises to bring more focus on these public sector agencies and has established SIGA. The government also passed the Public Financial Management Act that one way or other puts shares of other government entities, probably even in the Ministry of Finance. So I do agree with you, but steps must be taken to amend these records to reflect, because BOST was established long before SIGA, Public Enterprises. And so that is why there are some of these. But it doesn't change that me and you are not the true owners. It's government and the people of Ghana who we will act on behalf of His Excellency through the mandate that has been given to him. Well, it sums up why we are here. When I see a room full packed like that, the chairman and the members of board of directors, the managing director and members of the BOST management team, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a pleasure to be here this morning for all this important event in the corporate governance of the Bulk Oil Storage Transport Company Limited, BOST. I dare say that this is but one of the phenomenal corporate turnaround stories in the public sector of Ghana over the last decade. And SIGA and public enterprise should use it as a yardstick for others. I believe most of these government entities are potentially profitable. We have to make sure it works. I've had the opportunity to take a look at the state of the company in January 2017 from a copious report I received, and was surprised at the financial and operational outcomes of the company for the year 2021, which report I believe shall be counterpart of this meeting. Come to think of it, why should BOST even have made loss all these years? Come to think of it. From a debt position of 624 million owed to suppliers, United States dollars, owed to suppliers and related parties, BOST has over the years preceding the year in focus, 2021, paid 611 million United States dollars, with IGF contributing about $423 million. The post portion translates into an average of 84.6 million of company generated cash per year being spent on debts accrued through the trading activities of the company in the past year. $84 million a year of BOST IGF has gone into debt of people who manage this institution on behalf of the people of Ghana and managed it very, very well. I hope so. I am delighted to note that an internal committee of BOST vetted the claims of 8 bulk distribution companies for a debt of $37 million, and the figure was reduced by a whopping $27 billion, leaving BOST with a difference of $10 million to pay. 8 BDCs owned by Ghanaians. trading with a Ghanaian entity, were able to put a debt of $37 million on the people of Ghana. And when the books were scrutinized, it was reduced to 10. And to date, none of them has complained. Of course, BOST has been well managed since this foundation. And even private sector entities dealing with them have exhibited good faith, I believe. How would the company have made profit if we 80 people alone took 27 million into their pockets? That's no wonder BOST is where it is. And this should show how Ghanaians behave amongst ourselves. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to this committee on behalf of the government and people of Ghana. This is the path to go if we should attain the path of state-owned enterprises, combining to the fiscal policy of government for national growth and development agenda. Imagine, just imagine if 100 state-owned enterprises each made 150 million net income. That would be 1.5 billion cedis that the nation need not borrow for roads, for healthcare, and for schools. I thought the good book talked about being each brother's keeper, but in Ghana here, our brothers are our individual pockets. I was further informed that the increase in BOST margin from 6 pesos to 9 pesos per liter in 2021 also aided the company to undertake the following major repair works amongst others. 12 out of 15 decommissioned tanks were brought back to life. 4 river barges for fuel transport on the Volta Lake were brought back to life. Upgrade of the Akosombo jetty was done. Upgrade and replacement of loading arms, pumps, and valves across all the depots. Bupe Bolgatanga petroleum product pipeline was restored. Bupe Bolgatanga petroleum product pipeline was restored. Tema Akosombo petroleum product pipeline, the new ones were brought from Houston, I believe. Bolgatanga petroleum export depots was revived. So state had put up all these assets to ensure that if you're a Ghanaian living in any part of the country, the price of the petrol does not behave like the price of cement. God forbid, if you live in Pusiga, the price of cement is cheaper than if you live in Tema. That at least BOST was set up not only as a strategic or security asset to support petroleum product system in the country, but to ensure that it is even available in all parts of the country. But all these assets had been left to ruin, and thanks to the BOST margin, they have been revived. I can promise, Mr. Chair, directors and staff of BOST, I can promise that the BOST margin is not being taken off the petroleum products anytime soon. We will use the BOST margin efficiently. We will use the BOST margin efficiently and effectively to protect the citizenry of this country against the vagaries of private sector interests, which is always profit, 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 against the ordinary citizen of this country. In times of crisis, we've all heard all the news. Petroleum prices are still being increased. Even in the most capitalist nation on earth, in times of crisis, they went into their reserve, their strategic national reserve, to pump more oil to cushion the American people. If it's good enough for America, I'm sure it's good enough for the people of Ghana. So the BOST mandate would ensure it is accounted for, but it will be there to serve the people of Ghana, to ensure petroleum products are available in this country. And then every AGM, it will be specially also accounted for people not to think that. Of course, they should think what they will think, but we should account for what we receive from them. The transformation of BOST is indeed massive, as evidenced in the approved operational efficiency. Comparing figures, I also saw BOST reducing its administrative expenses from as high as 538 million in 2016, 538 million in 2016, with a staff strength of 349, to 212 million in the year 2021, with a staff strength of 487. Ghana, we are magicians. No wonder most people are unhappy with BOST. If in 2016 you use 538 for your operational expenses with a mere 349 people, how come in 2021 you are using 212 for 487? Something does not add up, because we are not good at maths. That is why, as part of the MPP manifesto, we say we want to make Ghana a mass-friendly nation. General administrative costs grow upwards and not downwards due to factors like inflation, at least, among others. I would like to commend management for the prudence which resulted in these massive reductions in the cost of operations. The company is spending less whilst achieving more for the government and the people of Ghana. From the face of the record, and this is an impressive performance that the board and management of the company need to be commended for, and I hope we can clap. I am very much well aware of recent developments in the mass media on BOST. I used to visit funeral homes to see the beauty of flowers, not corporate headquarters. But the news media has shown us recently that RIPs, rest in peace, can be given to actively serving Ghanaians who are not even past their sell-by age, their retirement age, but we expect them to go and rest in cemeteries. But I am also aware of the political economy around the operations of the company. For every 10 CVs that I get almost every week, looking for employment, and a lot of Ghanaians are looking for employment because the population is still increasing, the last time I checked. 7 want to work at BOST. Why? I asked why. I said, Chief, if you get into the management of BOST, your fuel allowance alone for a month is more than the Minister for Public Enterprises. And definitely more than the fuel allowance of the Minister for Energy. That allowance alone. Not allowance alone. So, being successful means that many more people would. Because when you realize how the bee stings powerfully, it gets attracted to only the sweet sector and nectars of flowers. So most people are interested in working for BOST. So those who are in are interested for more goodies. So you should understand and take it lightheartedly. There's those who are in BOST agitating for a lot of things. It's because your performance is indeed wondrous. Because I don't know how you calculate your maths, but you are doing fantastically well. BOST steps up its performances. The avenues for prosperity of some known private stakeholders become challenged, and in the process of ensuring inefficiency gets restored, unsubstantiated allegations and calculated mudslinging are the obvious weapons. You see, for myself and my colleague and my brother, Kujo, mudslinging and allegations, we get it every day. For corporate entities, when they get it once, then they are shouting and crying. So chief executive is coming to my house, my office, my room. Minister, they say I'm dead. The last time I checked, even when the president traveled, Ghanaians alleged that he was dead. So if they can allege, they can say that the president is dead. I know some important dignitaries in the country too, who people have said they are dead just because they traveled. And they came back, got out of the plane crying, say, a living being dead. You know, so what is it? We take it, we politicians, we take it and move on. But when it gets into corporate headquarters, you wonder whether we are in funeral homes or we are in strategic national entities. I want to let Ghanaians understand that BOST is a strategic national asset, and they protect the security of the states. We would not allow it, this government, Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.